Hey everyone, in this video what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you pickup lines at work. I've learned some pretty killer pickup lines that actually work, and I'd like to pass those along to you here in this video. In my experience, there's a lot of really bad advice when it comes to pickup lines. For example, here are some of the worst I've ever heard. Cheesy pickup lines. Girl, you better have a license because you are driving me crazy. Nice dress, it would look great on my floor. Did you fart because you blew me away? Was that an earthquake or did you just rock my world? Do you have any raisins? No, how about a date? I have more, but that's enough. Get the point? If you ever use one of those, don't expect to have a good result at all. Remove these from your repertoire. They are insulting and useless, but good for a laugh. So what makes a pickup line work? First of all, it needs to be in the moment. So something pre-scripted is much less likely to work than something you create on the spot. Women are very sensitive in social situations and can pick up and scent the BS from a mile away. Another tip is that it should take her a bit by surprise. The predictable is boring and really works, unless she is boring. Let me illustrate, by the way of a little story. I'm a pretty driven guy, and usually find myself out too late working on projects that interest me. I've been getting interested in getting the arts recently, and this guy is a painter friend of mine who is about to open a gallery show. He's a really cool guy, but a bit clueless when it comes to women. He's got a cool place to live where he also works, so whenever we meet up, we always go to his place so I can see what he's up to. As usual, anytime I'm hanging out with a friend, they always download their recent girl dramas. And this time was no different. My friends all get a kick out of my job, and they also know that I love hearing stories from the field. He had recently hit up this bar downtown and wanted to try out some approaches. He's not a PUA per se, but he does like to approach women. Here's what he told me. James, I know you guys used to script these things to the T, and I understand it and all, but I discovered that the best way to open up a convo is to reverse their expectations from the get-go. And I said, I have this image of you approaching them and pretending to be gay and completely disinterested. True? Please say no. And he says, no way, not at all. But take the most common scenario. A guy rolls up and says, can I buy you a drink, right? Isn't that the most common scenario? And I say, he's building a yes tree here. He's a great salesman. So I say, yes. So he's like, so what if you instead said to her, hey girls, listen, I've got a little challenge. You up for it? And they'll always say yes. If you can guess my favorite drink, I will buy you a drink. In fact, I'll give you 3 shots at it. And I said, that's interesting. So tell me more. And he said, well, it immediately puts a fun frame around the interaction and separates you from the pack. Isn't that what you're always saying, Steven? And I got 3 numbers last Friday using just this method. He was, and he is right. I was so glad he brought this up because it's so simple and useful to guys who dislike routines, but who also want some sort of structure to use when beginning the conversation. Excuse me, are you confident enough to accept a sincere compliment from a complete stranger? I've always liked this script and used it for a long time. I've even experienced results with it, unlike most who uses RJ stuff. Style and I, however, convinced a new way of wording it by adding the below to the end. After he says yes, I say, hey, so am I, you go first. What you do is completely reverse the expectation and cause her to have to think on her feet. This obviously separates you from the pack while causing intrigue. She has to engage you, as she can't rely on her own bag of tricks. So engage her in conversation by using her expectations for you. The only difference is it reverses this so that you can get the advantage. Take an obvious source of conversation and simply reverse it on its head so that you are challenging her. Here are some examples, all said with a smile by the way, otherwise you'll come off as an ass. If I give you guys some cash, do you mind bringing drinks to me and my friends throughout the night? We're really tired and would love to just kick back without running back and forth to the bar. Or, nice bag, could I borrow for say 5 minutes? I want to impress someone. Or, if someone is having a cell phone conversation nearby, roll your eyes and say, let's pretend to be the other person on the line. We'll take turns. I'll go first. But I love you, Jim. I think about you always. Turn it into a soap opera. Be challenging and engaging. Be different. Use something happening and turn it on its head. Instead of asking a lame question about it, turn it into something useful. This little skill is something you can use today and will help you create pickup lines that work on the fly in the moment where all the good stuff happens. Want to learn more tips on how to meet and attract beautiful women? Click on the link in the description below to learn how.